Hey Mixers, welcome back to another NFL player props video. We had a great Sunday, so we do have some cash to give away. And then we are going to go over all of the game sides, totals, and spreads for this upcoming slate for next week for week 8. And then I do have a couple of bets, like game bets in this game. So let's give away that cash first, and then we will jump into that. All right, so we're going to go ahead and spin this wheel. 3 of you got your picks correct, and I put you each on the wheel twice. And it looks like we have that guy, Hayden. You won the other day, and I haven't heard from you. I need you to get in touch with me, either from Instagram, on X, which I actually need to check my X messages to make sure you haven't contacted me. I forget to check those. And then, or at elixirmixersllc@gmail.com. So just get in touch with me on one of those places, and I will get you for the other day and for today. He said keep it mixing in the mix. I'll take McMillan over 8.5 Q1. Receiving yards and Lamb over 21.5 in the first 2. I think they get Lamb's legs moving early to get him comfortable again. Both of those hit, so congratulations to you. All right, here are the results of the game bets. I'm filming this just before, like partway through the second quarter in the Tampa Bay Detroit game, so we don't have those last 2 games. We did pull up a little bit in the money lines, and it looks like I've been doing really good in the game totals. I've been pulling that up a little bit. Where the spreads have been falling a little bit. So just to keep you updated with where I've been. Remember, I make picks for every single game, but I do not bet in every single game because I'm just trying to get sharper and sharper at this since this is pretty new to me. I've never really bet on game sides, totals, and spreads the past 2 years. So this is my first year kind of really honing in on that and trying to get better at it. The game bets, we're down 2 units as of right now. If Detroit pulls out this win against Tampa Bay on the money line, then we will hit our money line parlay. So we will come up a couple of units there. But as of right now, we're down 2 units because we missed on the alt total parlay thanks to Carolina and the Jets not being able to score any points. I just assumed that would be a smorgasbord of points with 2 bad teams, but that was not the case at all. It was a very low scoring game. And then Denver could not cover the spread. The -1.5 spread is all we needed to get our teaser. But the other 2 teams did cover. And then, of course, Las Vegas just got completely blown out by Kansas City. Shutout, in fact. So, yeah, that one did not work out for us either. So, bad week on the game bets. A couple of units down. Potentially not so bad if we do hit that Detroit bet, which that's what it's looking like right now. Okay, the player props did awesome. As of right now, Jameson Williams does not have a catch. So, I don't know if we're going to hit that one or not, but we did hit 6 and missed 2. So that is amazing. I will take that any day of the week. I gave you, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of those first 2 reception bets, and 4 out of those 5, well, 3 out of the 5 cashed for so far. The Brian Thomas Jr. one, he got 2 short passes, and then his third pass was 24 yards. So kind of sucks there that we missed on that third catch was the long one instead of one of the first 2. But I'm telling you, those are pretty good bets most of the time. I have been betting them kind of like on the side. This is the first time I've really given them out, I think. All right, and then the touchdowns, we did not have a good week so far. We did hit our touchdown parlay and the Quinshon Judkins play, which we did put a full unit on. The other plays so far we did not hit. Xavier Worthy was like 3 yards from a touchdown, and then Justin Jefferson had a touchdown in the back end corner of the end zone, but the defender just had his hands in the way and just honestly was playing really well, and Justin Jefferson just couldn't haul it in. So unfortunately couldn't cash on him. We're looking for Jameson Williams tonight, and then also Nico Collins, Jaden Higgins, and possibly Jalen Noel. So we could come up a little bit in the touchdowns. As of right now, though, we are up a little bit because we hit those 2 big ones, and that covered the ones that we missed. So as of right now, we are up a little bit for this week. All right, the leans went 3-1, so that was awesome. We're 62% on the leans, which is fantastic. Jared Goff hit that rush yard really early. He had like a 6-yard rush really early in the game, first quarter. Justin Jefferson did not get there on the ladder, so that is the first ladder we have missed. Jordan Addison was the play, and I knew he was a good play. We had him as a lean, but I just thought Justin Jefferson would hit that 100-yard mark, and it was Jordan Addison who did that instead. All right, the chalk plays, we missed 2, and technically these should be hitting probably at a 90 to 100% rate for how chalky they are, and we missed 2, so that killed a couple of my bets, unfortunately. But that's okay. I probably am going to come out even on those chalk plays. I need CJ Stroud to hit for me tonight, which I know he's not on this list, but I added him a little bit later. One thing I wanted to point out here is that Gunnar Helm, the tight end for the Titans, he's only catching like a couple of passes a game, but he's a rookie, but he's been like so consistent. So it's something you guys can look at every single week. All right, we have a ton of teams on bye this coming week, and then you can look at the teams that are on bye the next week. So this is going to be a tough one for fantasy football and Survivor. I am still alive in my Survivor League with one entry. We started with 5, and I have one left. So I am trying to be a little bit careful with it. But obviously, I do want to make it deep. There's about 19% of teams left in my league. All right, Minnesota at the LA Chargers for the Thursday night game. I like Minnesota here. I know that we just saw Minnesota play a decent game. We just saw the Chargers play like a pretty bad game, if you ask me. But I like Minnesota here going to the Chargers. The Chargers are actually giving up way more points at home. So they're allowing 23.3. Let's see. Yeah, they're allowing 23.3 away, and they're allowing 28.3 at home. So that's a little crazy to me. I see like a 24-21 score here, though. So the spread, since we're taking the underdog, it's okay to take the spread, but I just want to put Minnesota in a teaser because I could see the Chargers winning this one. So yeah, that's what I like. Maybe sprinkle on the money line or sprinkle on the spread. But for now, I'm just going to play that teaser. All right, Miami at Atlanta. This is a potential Survivor pick for Atlanta. It's something I'm considering, but I'll tell you the others that I'm considering as well. 7.5 spread seems a little bit high. Like, I know the Dolphins have been playing badly, but the Falcons just had that really embarrassing loss to the Panthers a couple weeks ago. And so could that happen again? I don't know. But the Dolphins are scoring 27 points per game at home, but they're only scoring 14.8 away. They're allowing almost 30. So I do like Atlanta here on the money line. I will take Atlanta on the spread, but I do think it's a lot, and I'm not going to bet it. But that's where I'm leaning. And I'll lean towards the over 44.5. I think the Atlanta is a money line candidate or perhaps a teaser candidate. So either one I think you could use. And then possibly a Survivor candidate as well. All right, the New York Jets at the Cincinnati Bengals. I'm going to rinse and repeat on my Panthers-Jets bet. I'm going to go over on the total here, but I'm going to do an alt total parlay like I did with the Jets and the Panthers. So I'm going to lower that line and go over it. The Bengals, I think, have a little bit worse defense than the Panthers do, which is kind of weird to say. The Jets just need to get something going offensively. I hope they just start Tyrod Taylor and let him play this whole game and maybe put some actual points on the board. But I have to lean with Cincinnati on the money line. I'm going to lean with the Jets on the spread because I'm not laying 6.5 points with the Bengals. If the Bengals score 40-10 in this game, it would not surprise me. So that's why I'm staying away from the spread. I will bet the over, though, on the total. Okay, Cleveland at New England. This is another one you could consider for Survivor for New England, but I wouldn't. So the Browns have been playing very well at home, but very bad on the road. Like, for example, they're allowing 11 points at home, but they're allowing 30 points on the road. So I think the Patriots could be considered for Survivor if you're in a tight spot. I like the total here because I do think Cleveland can get on the board at least. I don't know if they'll get 17. Maybe it's only 10, maybe 14. But I do think they can get on the board. And then ultimately, I do think that the Patriots can get several touchdowns up on the board too. I know this defense is really good, but like I said, they go from allowing 11 points at home to allowing 30 points on the road. That's a little crazy to me. So I'm just going to follow those numbers and bet on the over. So we'll do an alt total parlay. It's kind of crazy what we're doing this week, but I'll show you when we get there. All right, New York Giants at the Philadelphia Eagles. Obviously, these two teams just played, and the Giants won 34-17 at home. Over the last 8 meetings between these two teams, the Giants only have 2 wins, and both of those wins were in New York, and that includes the win from this year. The Giants are scoring a 21.9 and allowing 19 at home. They're allowing 30 away. The Eagles are, pretty much the same home and away, scoring 24 and allowing 24 roughly. So I will take the Eagles on the money line. Giants on the spread to keep it close, although it kind of feels like a trap almost, giving us that 7. I think they're wanting us to take Giants plus 7. So it feels a little trappy, but I'm not going to bet on it. But that's my lean. And then I'll lean over the 43.5. The reason why I'm saying this could be a trap is this could end up being like a 24-10 game where the Eagles just completely destroy the Giants. And that would not surprise me. All right, Buffalo at Carolina. So the spread is 7.5. And, I mean, I don't expect the Panthers to put up much of a fight here, but they are at home and they play way better at home. So they're allowing 17 points at home and 25 on the road. So big difference there. The Bills are scoring 30 at home and only 22 away, but this is just a Bills spot to me. So I just think this is like the 40-10 game where the Bills like show that they are still one of the most dominant, highest scoring teams in the NFL. Maybe that's not the case, but that's what I'm thinking. So 27-17 is the score I see. So I'll take Buffalo money line, Buffalo minus 7.5, and the under. But I'm going to put Buffalo in a teaser. Maybe an alt total parlay, but definitely a teaser. Chicago at Baltimore. This is a trap also. The Ravens barely won a low-scoring game in Chicago the last time they played, which was 4 years ago. The Bears are scoring really, really well, especially at home, but also away. They're still scoring very well, and they're allowing a lot of points when they play away. So this could be a very high-scoring game. I am leaning towards the over on the total. The Ravens, I don't think we can really trust this data. I put it on here, but obviously there's been no Lamar Jackson. So that makes a huge difference for the Ravens. There should be Lamar Jackson in this week. So I'll take Baltimore on the money line, Bears on the spread, and the over. And I probably like the over the best out of any of those plays, but I'm not making any plays in this game. All right, San Francisco at Houston. So the 49ers are scoring only 20 and allowing 19.7. Texans are scoring 21.6 and allowing 12.2. So they're both playing to the under. The one time I did take the San Francisco 49ers on the under this season, they went over. So that was pretty annoying. But I will take the under again, and I am betting it. So I'm going to bet the normal under, just with a full unit, just by itself. And then I'm also going to put them in an alt line parlay. So I'm going to bring the total up and bet under in a parlay. All right, Tampa Bay at New Orleans. The Saints have, consistently won this matchup. Wait, no. 1 out of the last 6. Sorry, that's not what I meant to say. The Bucks have consistently won this matchup, and the Saints have won 1. It was in Florida. I think I've said before that this division doesn't really have a lot of home field advantage when they're playing each other. So it's very common for this division to go into each other's stadiums and win, especially these two teams, but also I think the Falcons as well, and even the Panthers. So the Bucks are obviously scoring pretty well, but they are allowing a lot of points as well. Now, these are the numbers before tonight's game has been played, of course. The Saints are allowing quite a lot of points when they play away. Still quite a lot, 21 when they're at home. So I just don't think the Saints can pull it out here, but I do like them on the spread. So I'll take Tampa Bay money line, New Orleans on the spread, and the under 47.5. But it's a division game, could be crazy, and we don't know what Buccaneers look like after tonight with the Lions. So I'm staying away for now, not making any bets in this game. The Dallas and Denver, this has a weird stat. Like Denver has owned this Dallas team. The Cowboys have not won against Denver since 1995. I was 5 years old. So that's a little crazy. The Cowboys are scoring 41 points at home and 24.5 away. They're allowing 33 at home and 26.8 away. Broncos are scoring 27 at home and allowing 18. So I see like a 24-26 score. I'm going to take Denver on the money line and Dallas on the spread. I think it's going to be really close. And so you just have to pick who you think is going to win the game. It's going to be within a field goal, in my opinion. I like the over as well, 48.5, even though Denver is supposed to be playing, really good defense, but they're allowing a lot of teams to score on them. And this is probably one of the best offenses in the NFL as far as it's like a Bengals offense, like a high-powered offense, no defense, leads to a lot of overs. So that's what I see here. All right, Tennessee and Indianapolis. This is the safe survivor pick of the week if you haven't used the Colts yet. I checked my Survivor League, and only like 12% of my league that is still in has the Colts available to them. So I may take the Colts this week because it's just an easy win, and at most, only 12% of my league can take them this week. So I just hope for a lot of upsets on the other games and then take the safe play. So that's one thing I'm considering. Titans have lost the past 5 head-to-heads, and then they won the 5 head-to-heads before that. So it's been really a tale of, the last 5 games, the Colts have dominated. The 5 games before that, the Titans dominated. Colts are obviously dominating this year, so I don't expect that to be any different. I will be looking at Jonathan Taylor touchdowns in this game, maybe 2 touchdowns, maybe 3 touchdowns. He's been going crazy. But I see a 31-17 score. Indianapolis money line, and I do see Tennessee like barely covering on the spread. Well, it's just, I don't know. 14.5 is a lot for a division game. That's two touchdowns. I'm not saying the Colts can't do it, but maybe they just let off the gas a bit. And, we're probably going to see DJ Giddens, the backup running back in this game. I just think the Colts easily win, but probably not by 2 touchdowns. I'm just not sure. All right, Green Bay at Pittsburgh. I think this is going to be one of the better games. They've played twice in 2023 and 2021. The home teams won both times, so it's a 1-1 series. Obviously, different quarterback here for the Steelers, and Aaron Rodgers is going up against his former team. So I think there's a lot of storylines at play here, which is why I'm not making any bets in this game. I think it's going to be a field goal game. They're giving us the hook. So, if you like the underdog here, you can take the Steelers and get that hook, which is what I'm leaning towards. And then I'm leaning towards Green Bay on the money line, but I think it could be either one of them. So coin flip here for me. And then the last game here, Monday Night Football, Washington at Kansas City. Another crazy stat. The Commanders are 1-10 in this entire series history, going back to 1971. So they have played 11 games in their entire series history, and the Commanders have only won 1 time. That's crazy. So yeah, I expect that to continue. I expect the Chiefs to win. I am going to take them on the spread. Patrick Mahomes has never been known for covering big spreads. He just shut out the Raiders, a division matchup, by 30 plus points. So I think he can cover 10.5 here against an equally bad team, in my opinion, who may be playing probably without Jaden Daniels, I'm thinking. And honestly, they haven't been very impressive. This total is wild too. If this goes over, it will be all Chiefs. So I'm going to take the under, and I'm going to put them in an alt line total parlay. So here's what I'm doing here. My teaser is going to be Minnesota at the LA Chargers plus 9.5, Buffalo at Carolina minus 1.5, and then Atlanta at home versus Miami minus 1.5. The Atlanta one probably makes me the most nervous, but that is what I'm going to take for my teaser, plus 114. And then my alt total parlay, I put 4 legs in there, which is never advisable. 4 legs is crazy, but I took 10 points on each total. I still got 139. So for me, it's all about the final price. If I can get anywhere between plus 100 to plus 150, that is what I'm aiming for on my parlays here. And 4 legs is crazy, but here's what we did. New York Jets at the Cincinnati Bengals over 34.5. We need the Jets to score at least 10 and potentially 13 to 14 at least to go over this number, in my opinion. And so that's not a sure thing, but I'm hoping against this bad Bengals defense, they will be able to do that. Cleveland at New England over 30.5. Again, we need Cleveland to probably get at least 10 points here. And then we need New England to be able to do the rest. I think they can. San Francisco at Houston under 53.5, sorry. And then Washington at KC under 54.5. And then I'm going to single bet the San Francisco at Houston under the normal total of 42.5. So that is what I'm taking in this video. Since I have 2 plus money bets here and only 1 regular bet, what I'm going to have you do, if we want to do a cash prize video for this video, which we always want to do a cash prize video because why not? Just choose one, either the teaser or the alt total parlay, and just choose one of those. And if it hits, then you'll be in the mix for that cash giveaway. And then, as always, just let me know what you think in the comments about any of these. I'm always open to discussion. We're always trying to help each other out here, guys. I am also going to probably do an update on this towards the end of the week. maybe Friday or Saturday. All right, thanks, guys.